Hey guys, welcome back to the Adventures of Mianna. Now you can see my last name since the marriage event has ended. We are Mianna Suwana. And go ahead and mention in the comments if you think you understand where that particular choice of last name came from. There is logic to it. I don't know how obscure it is to discover though. Anyway, I wanted to make this video a strategy video about solo Enchanter. We're in the entrance of Split Paw, and a special part of it, I should invis up and show you. We're very near the entrance. There's a safe room here, actually, that has no spawns in it, which is a great place to start. And then you got these two here, which is, they're always the same Tesh small mobs. It looks like we might have trouble getting them solo. Looks like someone else is here, but the entrance is literally just down that passageway. You come up through here. This is sort of the main room where you might have seen me playing with a group on the last video. So what you do is, you start here, and you can mess this guy out of range, not having to worry about him jumping on you when you start casting and breaking invis, or having to worry about any ads, except there is the possibility of the patrol, but he's not there very often. And I don't mind him because the patrol is much lower level, so I kind of like when the patrol shows up, I'll kill him first with the pet. He brings the pet's health down a little bit. The biggest problem with soloing is when your pet is significantly stronger than your target. And what that does is, you know, you can slow the target, you can nuke the target, but you can't do any of that to your pet. So it makes it hard to balance the HP. So if I have the pet kill the patrol first, then his HP is already reduced. Even if the enemy mob ends up being the stronger of the two, the slow is very powerful. So the slow makes a huge difference, and if it's not enough, I can throw in a couple nukes to bring the target mob's HP down. And again, those are things I cannot do to my own pet unless there's a charm break. So that's the other possibility. If your pet's kicking too much butt and you get quote-unquote lucky enough to get a charm break, you can slow the pet before you recharm him and then send him back in slowed. That's another way to balance the HP out when you have a problem like that. See, like in this instance, I would slow him. Were I going for that? At the moment, I don't need to. Now my stun, as you see in the charm break, my stun does enough for me to pull off a charm without having to mez. Later, it will not be strong enough. The charm spells will take too long to cast, but this is the last, Beguile here is the last charm spell where you can actually do that and get away with it. So it's looking like we're not going to need the slow, so I'm going to take the slow off and throw out my second tier nuke. Now this sanity warp I just memmed, it can do up to 9% HP damage to a mob and finish him off. My chaos flux does about 14% HP damage. So keeping both of them up, one of them is definitely going to be in range of the sanity warp, so I can save some mana and also allow myself to a quick second cast. Since the nukes do have a cooldown, it's nice to be able to use two different nukes, so you can finish off one and then immediately, as soon as the global cooldown lifts, start the nuke to finish off the other. Assuming, of course, they're both within one nuke's worth of HP damage. It gets a little hairier when they're not. But I'm going to stop talking for a second because we're getting to about the breaking point. Even though I just rooted, you really want to root as close as you can to the point when you break charm, because you want to have that extra time to deal with the pet while the target mob is just waiting. And one's at 8%. We're going to wait for another hit on him though. Oh, he's at 0%, but we were able to get him out of damage range. So you see the other mob's got 14. He's probably going to regen up to 15, so we might have to nuke him twice. But this guy is definitely a goner with the single sanity warp. We're at 37% XP, goes up to 39. Now we've got this dude here just waiting for his turn. Boom, that broke root. He's only got 1% left. Takes us up to 40. So now we're level 32. I've leveled since you last saw me. And we're getting like 1.5% per kill here, but it's still great. Look at my mana. Awesome mana. Now, considering that I saw a duo working their way through the entrance, I don't think I'm going to be able to show you the second pair that you can kill in this rotation, but I can verbally, I can point out the area, and from what you just saw me do, you'll get an idea of how it works. So, I mean, normally I would go right now. I have 82% mana. Even if a couple things go wrong, I've got enough mana to kill the second pair. And I want to kill it quick so I can get back to the safe room ASAP. But what we would do is we come over here, and if there weren't other people here, there would be a mob right here and a mob right here. They're not in line of sight of each other. So I could charm this one, pull this one. If the patrol is down, and even if it's not, I'm pulling it back that way and fighting like right here, or maybe even all the way back in the safe room. Unfortunately, we do have a duo working their way through the entrance, so the mobs are down at the moment. There's the patrol. They're going to blow him away pretty quick. He's a lower level mob. So instead of that, there is one more duo. There is one more pair that's pretty easy. Oh, Invis is dropping. Good thing I checked while we're still in a relatively safe spot. There is another pair that's soloable that you can go work on. It's only a single pair, but I mean, even a pair of mobs with the respawn timer on this is fine. In fact, the respawn is 8 minutes. I can't handle more than 4 mobs. You know, I'm not. It's low. I end up even having to let them spawn for a little bit, and med up just a little bit. But that's all you need. It's just 4 spawns, 2 pairs that you can solo, and you'll be pretty much running at maximum capacity here now that the respawn timer has been turned down to 8 minutes. But anyway, let me stop talking about that. So you've seen where I came. This is a big area where you might have seen me playing with Ulysses right over here in one of our other videos. I considered trying this duo. This guy's yellow. If I could get the patrol like right here and sick him on that guy and use my slows, it might work out. But it's just so dangerous with those other mobs right there. And then you got a red mob right around this corner. Here's a safe spot right here. But then again, you got this red mob here, so I don't know what you would pit him against. But what I did find is down here. Oh, Invisib's dropping again, but we're pretty much there. Oh, there's a Necro camping this spot. Rising Darkness. He's red, too. So, this is another good spot. There's no patrol that comes through here. You've got this niche moss, which unfortunately sometimes is like a cleric mob, but this one's always a Tesh moss warrior. So, so yeah, I don't know if this guy is here or not, but normally this is a totally safe spot right here, which is probably why he's here. I would usually soothe him from around the corner, which allows me to come over here, look him in the face, mez, tash, charm. And then I would sick him on this guy. Once they engage combat, I pull them out to about right here just so I can get some line of sight and be able to get some distance. At that point, you just let them kill each other. If it is a healer, it can be tough, but what I'll do to balance out the fact that he's healing himself is I will slow him so he's doing less damage to the pet, and then let him heal himself, but to lose the HP and heal himself again. I might go in there and throw in a stun or 2 when he's healing. But it's only 1 stun. It's not enough to keep him from healing himself. But what it does is that when he does pull off the second cast of heal, it doesn't heal him up so high. It heals him up pretty low. So he gets beat down and he starts having to cast a heal again. So it kind of reduces the amount of damage the pet has to take. I might throw in a nuke here and there, because even with the slow, if he heals himself a few times, he beats the pet. So I really hesitate. Another possible solution would be to haste the pet as well, but I really hesitate doing that because when you get a break, a hasted pet can really ruin your day, especially when you're solo without a healer. And those are the 3 pairs that I found to be really sweet for solo Enchanter and Split Paw at around level, say, 30. I'm now 32. I considered these 2, but as you can see, they're a bit high. They're a bit close to this Rush, although they're not in line of sight of him, but they're also close to this Judge, and he's red. So yeah, we're kind of SOL at the moment with both of our spots being pretty much camped. But I was here earlier soloing it, but family was awake, so it was not a good time. What we might try to do is if we can grab this patrol, get him on us like right here, and charm him, we could sick him on this guy. And with a slow, and maybe also a small haste, like quickness, nothing too strong, maybe we could keep him pretty even. We have to keep the fight in there, though. So just for the sake of making an interesting video, instead of just me talking all the time, we're going to give that a try. Oh, there we go. So we got him alone. We're going to go for a Tash. Now hopefully we can pull off this charm. It was close, but we did. Alright, so now we're going to sick him on this guy. We're going to get in here. We got to Tash this guy quick. Slow him. Look, he's already done so much damage to the pet. So we are in trouble right now. So if we are... He resisted our root. Not that time, though. But we are still in a lot of trouble. We're going to have to use Alacrity, our high-level haste, to potentially even this out. And even then, this is not looking good. Okay, we need to throw some nukes in. Stun. And root, because now we have aggro. We might just see where it goes from here, because the pet is hasted. See, it's decent now. We're definitely not using haste again. We're going to pull up Sanity Warp. See, the pet is still, you know, when he takes a hit, it's a huge hit in comparison to when he lands a hit. So we might want to throw in another nuke. I'm thinking. Yeah, we do. That might also get us aggro again. Pet's dead. Okay, we managed to get the pet off the mob. We're going to reroute the mob. We're going to break Charm. And we're going to hopefully finish this guy off before things get bad. There we go. Now we're just stuck with this guy. He's only at 20% HP. So we're going to nuke, quickly hit the cooldown, and root again. There we go. Now we're going to hit him with another big nuke. You can see we're almost out of mana, but that does the trick. And there, we got up to 44% in. That was a yellow mob, so yeah, that is how it's done, guys. That couldn't have gone any better. We still got 92% HP. So at this point in the game, I'm definitely always using stun. If you watched any of my earlier videos, you probably noticed that I wasn't before, but we definitely need it now. I'm trying to figure out how I can get, you know, like a panorama camera going on, but it doesn't seem to want to give me the option to like rotate around. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to ask Calmethar about that. He knows about that stuff. So, if the entrance is taken, things get a little dicey, but we still got two pairs of mobs that we can solo that are really close to each other. We got the patrol and this guy here, and then we've got the in that hallway where we saw that necromancer laying down. We've got those two mobs. So those are still options for us. But right now, Sympathetic Ore is going to drop. We need to med up. It's safe here, but I'm tempted to gate because I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to the entrance and just check to see if the people are even killing those two mobs we like to kill in the entrance. Because if they're not, they might be focusing in that big entrance room and leaving those two alone. So if that's the case, we might want to head back there, kill those two again, because that's an easy, safe, you know, kill. They are a slightly lower level, so as you could see, the two kills only gave us a total of 3%. Probably closer to 4%, probably like 3.5 or something, which is definitely good enough. You know, you try this particular fight enough, you're probably gonna die eventually, right? I had to haste the pet. I had to slow that mob. That mob could resist root. He could break root early. Pet could charm break and then come beat on me with alacrity. But then again, you saw how if I stun them with the stun, I can pull off a charm without even having to mez. But when they're hasted like that, it's hard to even pull off a charm. So this is a real dicey particular duo because we're killing one that's yellow to us, but at the same time, it pays off dividends in XP. We got a lot of XP on that. I'd have to rewatch the video to find out where we were at before we killed this particular pair. But I think we got, maybe on the last kill, we got like 3 or 4% even, is my instinct on it. So, I'm going to go back to where we saw that Necromancer, just, laying on the ground. If he seems to still be AFK, I might try to do that pair, if he's not even there. He does con red to me, but that doesn't mean anything. I find a lot of people here fighting that con red to me. I think I'm just kind of baller to be here at level 32, I guess. I mean, I guess most people are hunting here at level 35, which makes sense. These mobs are probably 30-ish, so being 35 would make them red to me, and it's probably perfect range to get XP at, right? So let's run back over to that little hallway over here where I showed you the other duo, the other pair of mobs that an enchanter could perhaps safely kill. And it's looking like the necromancer is in fact AFK. So I am going to go for it. The problem is I like to fight here, but with this pet there, I'm worried I'm going to start stuff that so I'd have to pull back to here, but there is a patrol that comes like right here, and he could be in line of sight and thereby aggro, so maybe I won't do this. So instead, let's walk back to the entrance area. Now another potential spot that I haven't tried yet, but I was thinking about, is over here where I died with my group in my previous video. This is the room we died in. If you continue down this path, you find a couple of gnolls right here with, again, another Lethmal patrol. Oh, if he's going where I think he's going, I get to check out an area I haven't checked out yet. So you got these two in this room with 2 patrols to go through, but one of the patrols, he has a super long route, and it's this Lethmal, and he opens this gate, which is otherwise unopenable. Oh, he doesn't open it. Oh, I thought I could have sworn he opened it. I couldn't figure out how to get it open. But you see, if you if that patrol's right there, he's a yellow. So this is kind of a doable area. That guy doesn't come around very much. So you could start with this guy's out of range. You could start by locking this guy down, waiting for that patrol to go somewhere else. Now, I don't believe he goes through the gate. No. Okay. So, well, a good idea, aside from that, what we might try right now is this particular pair. They seem like they're both... Oh, I started with the wrong spell. That's not good. But now we can do a mez-free charm. And we can stick it on this guy. Now we got that guy down there, so this is tight. But it is doable. So right now the pet's winning, so there's that problem I was telling you about before, but it could just be RNG. Sometimes it starts like this and then it turns out to just be RNG. My heart is pounding right now because, oh wow, the pet is kicking way too much butt. Way too much. I mean, the pet still has 86% HP and this guy's almost done. So in a situation like this, we got a couple of options. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to let the pet kill the target. We've got slow memmed. Let's keep him rooted. We don't want anyone running around. And then we're going to engage the other spawn. We'll only get half XP on this kill. Oh, wait, it's actually... Yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Wow, he got him down to 56%, 52. Right at the end, the target mob starts to do really well against our pet. No, let's finish him off. 45% is kind of doable, but not with another mob this close nearby. Okay, so we're going to Tash, engage, and immediately slow this target mob. That gets us aggro, unfortunately. We're going to see how this fight goes. We're going to pull up an alacrity if it's needed. We can haste the pet. It looks like it's going to be needed. Definitely. And now we got to get our nukes up, and we're really hoping that that other patrol, even though he's light blue, doesn't come through here. Got to make sure to refresh route, keep it fresh. I have a timer. I don't know if it's showing on my OBS right now. It is not, but route lasts about 50 seconds maximum. So, hey, see, look, they're evening out very nicely. So you want to keep at least like 15, 20 seconds on it. So if there is a charm break, you have time to recharm before the route wears off. Makes sense, right? Okay, now the pet's winning. See, Alacrity is a powerhouse spell. But we are going to go for the double kill on this one. Oh, here comes the patrol. He's going to hop in. You know, maybe that's okay. He can help beat the pet down a little bit. We can root him. There. Now we sick the... Oh, shoot. He finished off that mob. Okay, well, we only get half XP for that kill. But that was still decent, and now the pet's definitely going to finish this guy off. No problem. And he's going to be within easy finishing range for us. He's going to run, so we won't have to worry about the haste. But we are going to use our big nuke because he's at 9%, and we don't want to take any unnecessary risks. I'm tempted to even root him first. No, that won't be necessary. 46% goes up to 49, so we got 3% for that kill right there. So you see, there are some spots, if the entrance is camped, where an enchanter can do well for himself. 2 platinum, 2 platinum, 1 platinum, 5 platinum in coins, not to mention the gold. Looks like another 2 or 3 platinum gold. So like 8 platinum coins off of that. A couple of Split Paw belts, which don't sell for much, but it's something. HP, 87%. Mana, 81%. We're still doing good. And those, I think, are the only spots you're really going to need to know if you were thinking of as an enchanter of coming to Split Paw. I think that about covers it. You really gotta have the stun up. That's a must. I'm throwing on my troll illusion now to help with HP regen. Even though it's still high, you got to keep it up because when you do get beat down, you get beat down a lot sometimes. So it's better to just keep it at 100, especially when your mana is as good as mine is right now. And so now we just bounce around between the pairs. Unfortunately, that Necromancer's at the other one, so we might have to go back to that tough pair where we had the yellow spawn and do that again. That's a real nerve-wracking run. Chances of dying are definitely much higher at that particular one. Oop, I didn't realize clarity is about to drop, so let's get that going. How's everything else doing? 13 minutes on the other spells. So I think we can do another kill before we need to refresh them. So the troll form for those of you who don't know, it grants... Oh, I forgot to invis. That would have been funny. Ha ha, funny. It grants you the regeneration rate, the HP regen that trolls enjoy. This door doesn't open. I always wonder what's back there. It's probably just some mobs that can come out. Now here's another pair. Now that we've killed the patrol, both of the patrols, we got a yellow and a yellow, so that's not happening. And this pair is no good because there's aggro through the wall, through the door, as you have seen if you watched my last video. So again, we're back out into this open area. And the respawn is so fast. Look, there's our patrol. There's our target. They're both blue this time. That might work nicely. We're going to give it a go. It is such a dangerous charm break. Root resist. Look at that, just crushed us. So this is what I'm talking about. It's good to keep troll form up, because when you do lose HP, you lose a whole lot of it. Let's try this again. Now when HP gets this low, you might think about gating. It would definitely be a good idea, but I'm gonna just keep my fingers crossed. What I can do is, while I can throw up a rune, that will help absorb some damage. So while these guys are going at it, just because I'm superstitious, I'm gonna refresh root again. He resisted it. That one got through. There, now I've got a rune. I'm not sure if he was tashed, so we're gonna throw a tash on him to help reduce resists. It looks like he's beaten our pet, so we might have to throw in a slow. Probably a good idea, but we're gonna wait. Sometimes the RNG just makes them catch up naturally. See, there they go. Okay, now I think we do need that slow, which makes sense. Even though they're both blues, this one's usually a higher con. Root's got 10 seconds left, so we reroute now. And now it looks like we're not going to need the haste. It's close though. It's very close. He's got such little HP. I'm feeling like the haste is probably a waste of mana at this point. Yeah, he's within... Well, he should be within 2 nukes by the time we have to break this up, but maybe not. It's going to be a real close one this time. Alright. We got to break it up now. We're going to get beat on. Not much we can do about that. Well, actually, I'm going to risk him running somewhere we don't want him to run, and I'm going to break invis over here. Yep, there we go. 49 goes up to 51. Now this is the tough part. The Chaos Flux is going to take him below 20. Oh, it did not. Okay. So this is good. Hopefully, Root's only got 2 more seconds. Let's hit him with another one. We want to keep him back here because we can't kill him in 1 nuke. So we want to give as much runway as possible when Root breaks, so we can root him before he gets into aggro range of those other mobs there. And if all goes well, 51% goes up to... Oh my goodness, he resisted a part of that one. No, he didn't. Wow, he just has that much HP, 53%. Alright, so now we got 8 minutes, and we are tapped. Completely tapped. But that was a run right there. I didn't pause at all. You guys saw me go from, I think, 30-something% to 53%. Let's see how long I've been recording. 30 minutes. Okay. So, still. That's a golden video right there. Props to myself. I feel like a pro right now when things go right, right? We didn't have very many charm breaks. I think we had 2. The first one we had at that nice time. Mob was rooted, pulled off a good recharm nicely, but you saw the one in this fight where I got beat down. Charm broke before I could even root the target mob. So, gotta have the stun up. You're just too squishy at this level. So there's no choice. Gotta have the color shift up. I have seen some enchanters keep both of their stuns up because we do have a lower level stun. It's color flux. It's a shorter cast but also shorter duration. And what I've seen some enchanters do is do the shorter stun because you can have a higher chance of getting it off, and that gives you time to cast the longer stun, and then that gives you time to mez, and then Tash and Charm. I think that comes into play more at higher levels, when the pet hits are taking a higher percentage of your HP. When you're using a hasted pet, perhaps, you kind of need both stuns. Because the risk is so high, you just go down too fast to risk the interrupt. And the slightly longer cast time. Like, for example, Color Shift has a cast time of 1.5. That's the one I'm using now. The lower level one is a cast time of 1.0. So that is a whole half a second. That is significantly faster. And that can be the difference between life or death for a solo enchanter. So this is how I handle HP. When I get beat down, throw on the troll form, throw on a rune. If I'm below 50, I banish to 50. And then if things go well for a while, as you can see, HP recovers. And if they don't, if I'm at like 75% HP and I have a problem, the rune helps a ton to prevent death. So you can just keep going like that. So, yeah, guys, handling it. That's about it. That's about it. Let me do a /who. Looks like whoever was clearing the entrance area is gone, which means that I could gate, but if I gate, I will lose troll form. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to walk back to the entrance. That way I can show you the much safer, much more manageable solo enchanter grind for Split Paw right by the entrance. And yeah, should be a complete video. This particular spot has a safe room right next to the first mob of the cycle. That's good. The only hiccup that makes it, I guess you could say, impure is the fact that there is a... Is this the right way? I think so. Just feels weird. There is a patrol mob, right? But again, that patrol mob is light blue. You can easily mez him and or root him. Or sometimes, if your pet is winning, if he's too strong, just keep the target mob rooted and sick your pet on the patrol. It'll help even out his HP a bit. So there he is. He cons green to me right now, whereas the mobs we're going to be using con blue at the moment. So he's really not a big problem. And like I said, sometimes he comes in handy. But he is a slight wrench. If I had to choose between, you know, having him there to sometimes lower my pet's HP and not having them there at all just to keep things clean, I would definitely choose the latter. You don't want extra mobs getting involved. It doesn't feel right. But we're going to met up. We have to recast our major shielding and obscure. Got to keep those AC HP buffs up on Enchanter. You might get away with it on Necromancer, I guess, not having it. But Enchanter, you're going to get charm breaks and you're going to get hit a bit. Sometimes more than a bit. If you get a charm break and a root break simultaneously, charm break on the pet, root break on the target, you're going to get doubly whammed. And even if you pull off casting that stun on the first try, you're still going to lose a hefty chunk of HP. And if that happens a couple times or a few times that are just too close because you don't have any self-heals, you're up in smoke. So your damage mitigation is so important in this class, solo. Solo Enchanter just must use all their tools. Yes, including runes. I know they cost reagents, but they don't cost that much. I think, I've never tried this myself, but I have a vague memory from P99, I think of Rektyu stacking runes. So I might be wrong, and please, if you know for sure, comment on the video and let me know if I am wrong or right. But I think like I've got rune 1 and rune 2 at this point. I think I could put them both on myself if I wanted to. So if you're trying to solo Enchanter and you're finding that you're dying too much, it's not making it worth it. If you think runes might make a difference, you could, you know, spend the money, get the runes, and if I'm right about being able to stack different rune spells, get the reagents for all the rune spells you have. I only have 1 or 2, soon I'll get 3. I think at some point there's a 4th, I'm not sure. But if you could stack 3 different runes on you, you're going to absorb a ton of damage before you even start getting hurt. So that's probably the way to go. Oh, I didn't even notice, but my sympathetic aura dropped. That's my charisma spell. Now, that's interesting because there's been a lot of talk about charisma being meaningless on this server, and I even met an enchanter who, like, had not put any points into his charisma, wasn't getting any charisma gear, because he thought he was over, like, the min cap. I don't know if it was 75, 80, or 100 or something, and so he thought it didn't make a difference, and I still don't. I've noticed a difference in charisma from this server to P99. You can land lull line spells on mobs so much more easily on this server. And people say that charisma only affects the initial charm cast. It doesn't affect anything after that. But I gotta say, it could just be RNG and, you know, anecdotal misperception. But I really feel like the few times that I didn't have sympathetic aura up and my charisma was lower, and the couple times that I did charm naked, where my charisma was a lot lower because I didn't have my gear, I got charm breaks more often. I really think so. I think charisma does play a role in charm breaking. It's not just magic resistance. So I really think you got to keep that buff up, and you should go for charisma gear. I say go for the cap. So if the patrol's close enough, this will aggro him. He's not at the moment. So we're going to get this pet. So this is where you start, because you got this nice safe room and this nice combo of pets. And now while I'm waiting for Mez to wear off, I like to sit here and look at the direction that the patrol might come from. And if I see him, I will wait for him, kill him with the pet, get the pet's HP down a little bit before I will go into the next room. Don't see him though. Mez is about to wear off. So we're just going to start this fight. And the cool thing is, once you're in this room, the patrol is not going to aggro. It's still better to kill him first because, you know, these mobs run, as you have seen. So if he goes out of the room at the wrong time, you'll get an ad at the worst time. Because if a mob is running, you're trying to kill him. So you might be trying to kill the low health pet. You might have the low health target rooted. And then you get this ad. It's like the worst time for that to happen. Oh, charm break. Root still has 30 seconds. So we should be totally fine. Just recharming. Now, as you can see, he started to run at me for a second. So it does take longer to, after the global cooldown, to cast Beguile than the stun lasts. That's why while I'm waiting for the global cooldown, I'm running away from him. Because the extra time is covered by the distance. He doesn't get to me in time. So right now, the pet is losing, but only by 8%. As you can see down here, and it's just evened out a bit. I don't think we're going to need our slow. We're going to drop that and throw up our Sanity Warp, our slightly lower nuke that does, I think we can safely say 8% HP. I think it does about 9, but sometimes when I nuke a mob with it that has 9% HP, he's still alive, and his HP says 0. You know what I'm talking about. So, pet's losing a bit more now. Oh, evened out again. So this is kind of perfect. I like it when the pet is lower than the target, because I want the pet to run when I break invis. That way I don't take hits. He just starts running. I nuke him, he's dead. Hopefully the target mob is low enough. It looks like he might not be this time. It's going to take 2 nukes for him. That's okay with me. Okay, pet's at 1%. We got to pull him back and tell him to guard. But here comes the patrol. So now the charm broke. So this is perfect. Oh, it's not perfect. So now you get to see when things go a bit wrong. If we can kill him before this happens, boom. Did we get the aggro? Yes, we did. So we're going to stun him. We gotta reroot this guy. His root's about to break. We're gonna mez and memblur this guy. That's what we're gonna do. No, this is not good. We're gonna root him. How to handle this? See, now he's not gonna run because the other mob's here. So yeah, that's about the worst time for all of this stuff to happen. So it's gonna cost us some extra mana. And he's not really worth killing. I was thinking about charming this guy. We're gonna go for a kill without a root here. I think we can pull it off. There we go. And now this guy is rooted. We're gonna keep him that way. And we're going to memblur him. Now he's green. Well, he's in a bad spot, but I can be out of sight right there. So where's memblur? Memory blur. Well, I think I've got to soothe him too, unfortunately, because he's gonna see me right after the memory blur hits. He'll just be on me again. Root's got 10 seconds, and this corpse just made me loot it. So I think I'm gonna throw a mez, soothe. He's less aggressive. Memory blur. And this works nicely because he's still mezzed, so I can run past him and go sit here. So things didn't go so great on that particular set. But you see, when this root wears off, I'll let you see, he'll just resume his little pathing. Yeah, I wish he had come at a different time. Would have gladly used the pet to kill him. Then we wouldn't have to worry about him, for example, on the next pair. So we got some meting up to do, unfortunately. A lot of extra mana cost due to that timing there with that patrol. So you see it's not as clean. That's why I was saying, even though sometimes it helps when the pet's too strong, take some of the pet's HP down. For the most part, it's a nuisance at best. And at worst, it actually takes a chunk of your time. So I'm going to pause while we met up. Catch you in a second. We'll go do the second pair of the solo Enchanter Split Paw entrance grind, according to Mianna, aka Sendrith, EQ. Alright guys, we got enough mana now. We're gonna go deal with the second pair. Looks like our rune is gone. That must have been because we got hit a bit on the last time, but as you can see, we're at 100% HP, so you can see how the rune really does help a lot. Now this is interesting. We don't really want to... We want to wait till the patrol goes past, I think, but I'm not sure. You know what we'll do? We're going to soothe the patrol. And then grab our pet. That'll let us choose the engagement time. We are going to kill him, just because it's better to take the variable out. But this way, he's not going to jump on us. We can jump on him. And that's what we're going to do with a root. Going to pull up the slow. We might need it this time, because our pet's going to lose some HP in the fight. Probably not so much, but a little bit. Wow, pet actually is taking the worst of it so far, which is interesting, because it's a green con against a blue con. So we got at least 2 levels of difference, right? Maybe 3? There we go. But yeah, he should get the pet down to like 75, even as low as 60 at this rate. Maybe more. Oh gosh. See, charm break. So we bust out the stun. Oh, I didn't have him targeted, so this is going to be a little extra tough. I lost some time. And it made all the difference. He was able to get to me and beat on me. Now we got the other one involved. This is not good. Mez has got 12 seconds. We're going to root him. Tash him. And we're going to slow him now, because it looks like we're definitely going to need the slow. In fact, wow, I can't believe how much damage that little green guy did to us. We're going to pull up haste. We're probably going to need it. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to need it. It's a 50% difference. And we are getting a bit low. On mana. But hopefully they're able to even out and we'll be able to handle killing them both. We do have 45, so we're not really that low. So you can see Pet's at 34, now he's at 25, and the target mob's still at 73. But RNG, I think, was just being a little mean to us. I think this target mob is a bit stronger than the Pet. I'm ready to throw in a nuke if he lands another big hit on the Pet. He did. This is not good at all. So I've got a nuke and reroute and pull the Pet back. Tell him to guard. Alright, 39% mana. Target mob still at 45% HP. We might have to abandon our attempts at killing him. Definitely are going to do that. Saw how he broke root. He's a bit strong. That's fine. That's another good thing about fighting this close to the entrance. We don't have the mana to finish him off, unfortunately. We can root him, invis up, and bounce. It's that easy. Alright, so we've actually been playing kind of a while. I didn't realize. We got about 18-20%, so maybe not that great, but a good chunk of that time, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes, was showing you some parts of the zone and checking out different spawns, you know. When you get into the grind of it, you know, kill this pair, kill that pair, kill this pair, kill that pair, I'd say you get at least 35 to 50 to 45% an hour. Maybe. Probably a lot more on the 35-40 side. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this installment, and I will catch you on the next video. Oh, all of a sudden now we can do the rotating camera. I don't know what changed. Catch you next time.